Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nat20Hot, back on our usual night, because you can't spell Wednesday without D&D. I rehearsed that so that it could go well. If you're joining us for the first time, we are a group of friends that like to play Dungeons and Dragons together. We are also doing this in support of Extra Life as we come down on our last 2 weeks of the year, 12 days till Christmas. It is the season of giving. We encourage you to contribute to our Extra Life team. We are raising money in support of America's children's hospitals around the country, and every dollar donated goes towards funding life saving care for children in need. Um, and with that, let us dive into it because the last time that we joined our heroes, hot on the heels of their celebration, our band of adventurers headed into town to run some errands before heading out in search of the Greenwarden Dell to reason with the Archdruid, who has kind of holding them in contempt for violating the Waltham Wood ruins a couple weeks back. While there, Bramwin and company finally reconnected with Thomas Blunt, the chief of Trowood, who is significantly more amicable than the first encounter, following the defeat of the cult at their hands. Baron Fowler, however, is still in need of convincing. In addition to helping Branwen find a suitable vendor for her fiddle repair, Blunt committed to helping the party with whatever they need as they head out into the Feywild to find out who's behind Hansen Dady's cult. Elsewhere, Willem went off in search of Gwen, tugging on a thread perhaps best left untouched after a kind of hot and cold behavior the night prior. At the end of that thread was another chapter in the book titled Willem Can't Have Nice Things. Because after some leading questions by Willem and some crafty spell casting by Randy, Gwen finally revealed the truth. She was the third member of the Moonlit Coven, shedding her mortal disguise and appearing before them as a massive hag. A tough battle ensued, but they were able to defeat Gwen, her dying words swearing her return. Beleaguered, bloodied, the party returned and retreated to their estate to sleep off the physical and emotional trauma before heading out to the Greenwarden Dell, where an unflappable Archdruid would hear none of their excuses. And when fungal spores finally overtook them and left them sinking into drug induced slumber, she promised that she would end them. She just didn't care for the sight of blood. So, you all awake in a dark, damp, very cool space, almost fully enveloped in darkness. All around you, kind of growing out of the uh, kind of hewn and rough wood across the surroundings are these kind of bioluminescent fungi and mushrooms that cling to the ground and around you. And the ground beneath your feet is very rough and hard packed as these wooden roots seem to encircle your ankles and feet, keeping you rooted and grounded to the spot where you are. And the only other thing that you notice, if you'd like to make a nature check,
Did surprisingly good on that. 17.
Willem, you sense a kind of familiar, sickly sweet aroma kind of intertwined with the scent of earth and loam that you recognize as from your years living on, sleeping in the forest as you kind of were on the run, as a very potent mushroom fungus spore cloud that seems to exist almost all around you. And you get the sense that if you don't get out of here, it will overtake you. And I know I shared these rules with you all offline, but for a meta moment, we are entering a quote trial, which is a bit of an involved and a difficult trial. So there will be a difficult DC set for the checks that you make, and there will be a number of checks that you'll have to make to successfully escape the Undertree where you now find yourselves. What would you like to do?
Um, could, so is there any visible entrance or exit into this room?
In this chamber, there is a number of. Make a perception check. This does not count towards your trial.
What do we
Um,
have on us?
My perception is 10.
You can clearly see that it's despite the darkness and kind of the roots that are growing in many different which way directions.
Sorry, I don't know
That's
what the
okay.
heck is going on.
You see a number of like exits going off in different directions, and that like you're very clearly in the root system of the large tree that occupies the center of the Greenwarden Dell. Like there, it's not really much of a room as much as you are just kind of in the network of roots underground in this kind of cavern that's formed. And then Bramwin, you have all of the things that you entered with, including your bag of holding, but you do not have the weapons that you bequeathed to the druid on your way in.
Are our hands bound, or just like our lower bodies?
Just your feet seem to be overtaken with roots.
Okay. Well, I am going to Misty Step out of the roots.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm just trying to pry him off if I can.
Are you just using your hands?
I think I have a dagger in my backpack.
You can attempt to make a strength check with your dagger.
We're starting strong, baby. That's a natural 20 for a total of a dirty 20.
Oh, wonderful. You hack away, you kind of like you take the knife out from the sheath that's kind of on your back, and you bend down, you just chip away at the wood until it cracks in a number of places, and you're able to extricate your feet and kind of wiggle your toes around in your boots and step into this kind of soft, loamy soil, and quickly go over and meet up with Willem on the far side of the chamber, leaving Randy and Dunk in their root structure.
Oh, I'm not going to Willow. I'm going to Randy to start getting him out.
I'll say since you're already out, you can kind of more keenly observe the root system, and you can make another strength check with advantage to extricate Randy.
I will also work on Dunk if he is trying to get out, because I'm not just going to sit there like an asshole while my friends struggle being bound up in roots.
11.
It takes a little bit more time, but after some
Okay.
time, you are able to extricate Randy from the root system. And the four of you are kind of standing in this dank, dark cavern um, with lots of different pathways to take.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's some kind of weird headphone thing. Yeah. So where are we at with the roots? Am I out yet? Do I need
Yes.
to
You are
roll
free.
for
The, the
Nice.
party the party freed you.
Thank you, party.
Little self-awareness check. Are any of us seemingly poisoned or diseased by inhaling the fungal spores
At the
at this
moment,
point?
you don't feel any adverse effects, but you would know and can feel free to communicate that it's probably best to get out of here or like skedaddle as soon as possible.
Yep. I will
So
communicate this.
did she just like leave us to wake up and then slowly starve to death?
Well, we're surrounded by fungal spores, which we're probably inhaling, and after a sufficient amount of time, they will probably kill or otherwise maim or harm us in a serious way.
Mm. That blows.
Yeah, I think we just kind of got like roofied.
You
Not a
said there
Uh,
fan.
weren't any visible exits from this area. It's just like a big old room.
It's a large cavern with root structure that, makes the illusion of walls. But, there's plenty of directions that you could go, and you don't know necessarily what's beyond them because of the roots that are it's like a large chamber with a lot of exits, but none that go up to the surface, if that's what you're inquiring about.
Is there one that's more up than the rest?
You can make a perception check to kind of scan the slope of the exits.
7.
Everything looks pretty flat or deeper down.
I am going to reach into my gray bag of tricks and pull out a furry companion.
Okay. Roll a d6.
Is it D6 or a D8?
Let me fill it back up.
Hey guys, should I like call for help?
D8. Sorry, thank you.
Would you like me to re-roll the roll I just made?
Yeah, give yourself a D8.
It's an 8.
Okay. Which means that your gray ball pops up and over time kind of cracks and forms the shape of a giant elk, which, despite the largeness of the cavern, is a pretty dominating figure in this tight, confined space, and it kind of looks around a little nervously and bleats a bit.
I'm gonna go up and just pet him on the neck. This was not the creature that I was hoping to pull out of my bag of tricks, but I'm happy you're here.
Gives you a little like kind of up and down, not really understanding what you're saying, but you can tell it's calming down by your touch.
Oh,
Um, I'm going to pick a direction slash exit, whatever looks the most not down, and I'm going to cast augury, where I
Okay.
put some sticks and bones on the ground, and it tells me wheel woe or wheel and woe or nothing for
Real is
good
good,
results.
woe is bad.
Yes.
Okay. Um, the sticks and bones, of which there are many around you, kind of illuminate themselves in the ground, and you hear a word in your mind. Whoa.
Mm,
mm.
Randy,
okay,
this is the
not
way we're
that one.
going? Oh, okay.
Kind of figured that all these directions are gonna be woe, though.
Uh,
That would make sense to me.
should we just pick? Should I call for help?
I don't know how much
Ooh.
help. Like, unless
No,
Elray can like teleport in like he did last time.
I don't know.
But
And then presumably fight
even
off an
then,
entire warden or Dell
Yeah,
of
that's the
Greenwarden,
yeah,
problem.
I don't
which
think
we
there's anybody
might.
that we can call that would not immediately like start a thing.
I cannot emphasize this enough. I think we should start moving from this chamber immediately because it is filling with
Oh,
fungal
yeah.
spores. And
Yeah. Okay.
is
Well,
there any other way you might be inclined to go, Randy?
Yeah, that way. And I point in another direction without any concern for where it goes.
Okay.
It's a start.
Would you
And
like
I
to pick
walk
a cardinal direction that isn't west?
north.
All right. You all begin to kind of trudge through the cavern. The twisting roots give you a bit of pause as you kind of navigate through the many chambers and kind of wrapping around things. It's never abundantly clear which direction you're headed after you kind of pass through the first archway ahead of you. And there are many different points where it is becoming very tight to the point where it even becomes very difficult for your giant elk to navigate, Willem, as they are a huge beast, and the caverns are really more made for um, really humanoid creatures.
I like going north. It feels like going uphill.
Is that a reference?
it
Yeah.
is.
Is it?
I missed it, but it sounds solid.
Treebeard.
Yeah, it's an ent thing.
That's
Uh,
right.
It's an
Um,
ant thing, you know.
Um, Willem, how are you addressing the tightening of the chambers with your giant elk?
can I dismiss the elk?
Elk
Yes.
return.
You can
Yeah.
dismiss
Oh,
the elk, but you won't be able to use it the bag again. Oh no, you can. You have 3 fuzzy objects inside, and
three.
you can use it 3 times per day.
okay. I will put the elk back into its Pokeball, but then I will try again. A 2.
All right. The next ball you kind of throw and onto the ground pops into a puff of gray fur, and you are greeted by a giant rat that feels almost
Aw.
reminiscent of a former companion of yours.
Oh,
Does it have human teeth?
It doesn't have human teeth,
Is it?
but
Does it have
it
a wedding
feels like
ring
it
on
should.
one hand that it can't bring itself to take off?
It doesn't have a wedding ring, but it does have this kind of odd outline on its like its ring finger on its front right paw that kind of
Oh my
gives the
god!
illusion that it might be, but it could just be a birthmark.
Or he could have gotten over it. He let her go.
Ghost
could've.
of Cheezers.
What if it's Cheezer's ex-wife?
Oh my god!
Could be.
The lore.
can you like lift up its tail to see the?
I'm
Traps.
gonna kneel down and just like scratch the little rat behind its ears, but then I'm gonna look at it
It
very
is a giant
solemnly.
rat, so still a big one, but
How giant is this rat?
it's a
It's
small
Yellow
beast.
Widow.
So it looks like a dog.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give him a little scratch behind the ears, and I'm gonna say, I don't know if you can understand me, but our circumstances are a little bit dire here, and if there's anything you can do to help us get out of here, like maybe follow your nose or something, I'm here
Sniff,
for it.
rat. Sniff.
Make a nature check.
Please, Rodney.
Actually, make an animal
Uh,
handling check.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll what I got on the nature check?
Wait,
No, you
can
can
I
keep the roll and apply your animal handling
What if
can
modifier.
we
I
have
don't?
advantage if I'm saying sniff rat sniff? Can he have an extra D4 maybe?
No.
What if I want
This
to roll
this
again?
rat does not understand you. No.
It took you a
Okay.
while to think
Yeah,
about it,
Chris
though.
was on the
I
fence for
appreciate
sure.
that.
Well, then I'm gonna use the inspiration you got me last time. You gave me last time.
It's,
And
you
I'm
can
gonna roll
spend your
again.
inspiration to re-roll the die.
Okay. Animal handling,
Yes.
15.
Okay. The rat looks at you and kind of twists its head up into the air and sniffs many times over, and then begins to kind of lean a little bit towards like the eastern direction, and then looks back over his shoulder at you, and continues to sniff, but kind of gestures its head, indicating that you should follow.
I will turn to the party and go, everybody, Cheezers 2 says to go that way.
There's another one?
Sniff rat
Yep.
sniff.
It's Cheezers
Please,
2.
Rod.
He's bigger this time.
The second one. We follow the rat.
All right. Um, so rat is leading. In what order are the rest of you going in?
I will be right behind that rat.
I will bring up the rear.
I'll be
Oh,
second behind
I'll
the Willem.
I'll be third.
All right. You all navigate the sequence of routes, kind of trailing behind the rat again, continuing to wind around. In some circumstances, the rat kind of takes a turn, sniffs, and then realizes that it's going to head back the other direction. So you end up doubling over in a couple of places and find yourselves taking a little bit of time. I'll have each of you make Constitution saving throws.
Everybody gets to add 2 to their rolls. No, not 2, more than that, because my charisma bonus, nope, it's a 2. Everybody gets to add 2.
Absolute roller coaster.
It was a lot.
That'll be a 19.
14.
Dirty 20.
Also 14.
All right. All of you are kind of like breathing in and you wheeze just like and you feel like just obscurity, kind of like an odd, not a choking feeling, but like your breath is strained as you linger down here. But at the moment, feel no other ill effects.
It's just like when my coworker was measuring out a chemical that had acute toxicity not under a fume hood.
It's just like that.
It's
Yeah.
just like that.
It's just like that time I mixed chlorine and vinegar to get, or bleach and vinegar together to try to clean something. It was not a good idea.
Why,
Oh, yeah.
why would you do that?
Because I was like 12. And I was trying to clean a sword.
Okay, that's cool.
Willem lore builds up. Willem, make a perception check.
8.
Unfortunately, the deft paws of your rat companion kind of glide over it, but you are not keen enough to notice a large pile of thick bramble that kind of lines the forest, rather like under tree floor, and you crack through a sequence of vines and thicket that send you tumbling down to the ground. And I'll have you make a dexterity saving check.
Can I attempt to grab him as he falls? Since
You
I'm
can
behind him.
also make a dexterity check. Bramwin is actually third. So if Bramwin
It's
is
a
going to
check
try,
or a saving throw. Sorry.
Yeah,
yours is a saving throw.
All right.
If
Well, then
somebody is
that's
trying
gonna
to
be
catch you,
I got an 8.
16. I got a 16.
you're kind of like able to like kind of catch yourself against the wall as you fall down to the ground, but you still do take 6 piercing damage from a thicket of branches and
These are some
thorns and
nasty
kind of
branches.
like dead, just undergrowth that's kind of accumulated at the bottom of this crevasse.
I will turn as I begin to fall and say, brambles.
Okay.
Hopefully alerting my party members about such a thing
Yeah, I mean, you're all kind of walking in a row. It's very clear that you kind of
at the
tumble
same
down.
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only you that takes it. So as you kind of fall down into the pit, and you can pretty much easily pull yourself out. It's a short tumble down, but it could be helpful to have success or assistance.
I'll assist him with my arms.
I
All
can
right.
also assist.
Your companions pull you up, and you are able
Except
to
Branwyn,
resume.
who is no help at all.
Well,
Yep.
there's already 2 people helping. There's not much more I can do.
I'm just giving
Wrong.
you a hard time.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight, and it's your fault.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep too because I killed my mob girlfriend.
You did. All right. Branwyn, roll a d6.
Oh no.
I
Oh
don't like
no,
all
no.
these character specific mystery rolls.
6.
How are you all continuing to proceed through the funnel here?
Using my legs.
Carefully.
Yeah, maybe I will be a little more vigilant in looking for brambles. I don't know. For
Perception check if
traps
you'd like.
for yeah, I'll do that.
Make an investigation check if you're kind of actively looking.
Yeah. 6.
All right. You don't really see much as you navigate down the cavern, but you don't encounter anything out of the ordinary as you press ahead.
Is Cheezers 2 still with us?
Cheezers 2 is leading the way.
Okay. Wonderful.
Branwyn,
What did I roll? No!
make a perception check.
Oh no. Oh no. That is a 7.
Okay. I'll have Randy as she's kind of walking behind you as well. Make one.
A perception check.
Yes.
9.
Okay. The two of you walking through the cavern don't notice anything out of the ordinary
Everything's
until
fine.
Randy, as you're kind of pacing through this very narrow part of the cavern, you feel as though something kind of brushes against your leg that makes you almost recoil a little bit. Like it feels like uncharacteristically human to the touch.
I think there's a little guy around here.
Besides Cheezers 2?
Yeah, like a
Besides Dunk?
little guy.
Yeah.
Like a man?
Yeah, like a small man. He's running around. I can feel him.
What? What are you talking about? I look down. Is
Willow,
there a little man?
Yeah.
Branwen, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
add 2.
Is it all saving
Uh,
throws?
Yes.
That's
18.
insane.
Whenever
nice.
you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. Paladin.
Um, Branwen, as you look down, you spot a kind of oddly textured root that seems to be part wood, part whatever the interior of a vine would be called. I want to say flesh, but it's not really flesh. Plant flesh.
Call it pith.
Vine flesh.
Yes. Pith, part bark, is about to wrap itself around your ankle, and you immediately lift it up as it yanks the complete opposite direction in just a complete fury that leads you to believe you might have been hurtled across this particular part of the cavern, um, which contributes to another success for your party in avoiding something that seems to be alive down here.
I mean,
so
we are
I'm
inside a
alive in
giant
here.
tree.
Guys,
It's like being inside the Deku tree.
keep. Okay. Keep an eye where you're walking. Keep an eye on your feet.
Keep an eye on little guys. Yeah,
Is it
definitely
is it
looking.
is it Randy's little guy? Did he try to get you?
Mm-hmm. It was a hand fine.
Willem will sort of like turn and make a circle like in the middle of the hallway and go, if there's anybody here, we're trying to get out. If you need
As
help.
you as you scan the room, you notice two things. One, you see a significant number of your footprints and your group's impact on the environment as you kind of tread through this space. In the back, further down the cavern, not long where you were previously, you can see the broken thicket and bramble that you tumbled through. But you also see kind of heavy footfalls sinking into the mud, like very clear that you've been navigating this space. And at the far end of the cavern, as you kind of look, a head kind of pops back behind a turn in the root.
What kind of head?
It resembled something familiar, human, mortal, but not quite. You saw a flash of
I
color uncharacteristic of a human being.
I'm going to
And
repeat what I just said in Sylvan.
Yeah. You receive no response.
I send a message cantrip down that way. I just say, I can see you.
Brian, when you hear a voice in the back of your mind, fresh deaths from the Archdruid, new life for the Undertree.
Guys, that thing is not friendly.
Okay. Noted.
That thing is not good.
What do you know?
It said fresh deaths from the Archdruid. Something. It's a little
New
treat for the
life.
under.
New
We're little
life for
treats
the
for the.
Undertree.
We're little treats for the Undertree.
oh well, can't have that now, can we?
I
did
mean,
not want
technically
to
it
get
said
you.
new life. I feel like the true will get mad if I don't say that, but also I could say it was little treats.
Can I guess I'm gonna just kind of start guardedly walking in the direction of the guy, like where it came from.
Okay. You're going to walk towards the end of the cavern. You hear, similar to what Branwen heard, a fresh voice in your mind. Be ye friend or foe?
Um, neither really. We're just here. Uh,
Here for the Undertree.
in the Undertree. I guess.
All those in become it.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Oh well.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
How long you been in, buddy?
Time is a construct that we no longer understand.
Well,
How are you kind
um,
of rounding the corner and approaching the being?
yeah.
As you round the corner and approach the being, a dwarven figure, um, but just coated in fungus and mushrooms, including a large paracel mushroom that seems to expand and open up out of its eye, where its eye once was, um, is kind of standing there placidly, looking in your general direction. Its lips don't move, but you hear the words in your mind.
Uh, do you need us to take a look at that? Get
You
that checked
notice that
out?
the mushrooms kind of cover their body, though not in its entirety. Like you can still visualize a form that once was there. Um, and they'll kind of just respond in your mind, cocking their heads slightly. There is nothing to see, only what will become of you. The rest of you, as you kind of see Dunk milling about down there, begin to hear the echoes of its comments in your own mind, until a couple of new voices enter, and all of you are hearing this at once. And they'll repeat the same phrase that Branwen mentioned. Fresh death from the Archdruid, new life for the Undertree. As a couple more figures kind of come out and surround the cavern that you're in at the moment, each in varying states of decay and fungal growth, but clearly all manner of species.
Wilm's just gonna clap his hands and be like, "Rat, we should go. Let's keep following the rat."
Yeah, we don't want what these guys have.
I will not be
Hello.
smoking what they're smoking.
Hello,
Uh,
citizens of the Undertree.
So,
Randy, you hear a voice in your mind, as the rest of you do. At this point, anything being said, all of you can hear. Um, Greetings. Be ye friend or foe?
We are friends.
Is that so? Then why do you wish to leave?
This place is not where we belong.
We all belong down here.
That feels reductionist.
This is a word we do not understand. We serve a common goal here. Support the Undertree. Support the forest.
You guys seem like you have a really good community here. And you love each other very much, and I respect that.
We are all one. If this is what you seek, do not leave.
It's important to have self love too, but we are we're others as of now.
But not for long. We overtake everything in time.
I turn to Willem. I go, "Yeah, this ain't it. All right, we're out of here."
You can attempt to leave. We will be there. He will be there.
He
I
so go ahead, somebody.
look
Oops,
forward. Oh, no, Evan, please.
go for it. No.
Willem
Who's
will
he?
very loudly.
The sovereign.
I see somebody's been playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Stop it, all of you. God. All of this existed. Whatever.
I don't know
Mhm.
what they're talking about yet, so it's fine with me. Who's he?
The sovereign. Are all of you just kind of gonna walk away?
Yeah, let's just. It was great meeting you guys. Again, much respect. Seems like you got a great thing going on here. Unfortunately, not for us.
Willem is just gonna pass by the dwarf that was blocking Dunk's way, like sidle like that, hands up, and like suck in his stomach and press against the wall and just skirt through.
Make an acrobatics check.
It's not great. 10.
The dwarf will kind of just very slowly lift up their arm and then ping you against the wall. And I will have you make a Constitution saving throw.
Or nope, 16.
They breathe out in your general direction. You can actually visualize some of the spores, but you're able to kind of close your eyes and you instinctively like lift your hand to your face. They kind of pass over, and you're able to successfully avoid kind of taking in the spores that he's floated in your general direction. And you'll hear in your mind, it overtakes us all at some point.
I'm gonna try a little something, if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna pop my hands onto this dwarf next to me and try to expend 5 HP out of my pool to cure disease or poison.
It has no effect.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I will turn to my party members and go, I don't think there's any saving these fellas at this point.
Yeah, let's.
Wait.
Is he gonna let Willem pass?
Alpha pulls his hand away. All of you can pass, but if you walk down, you will need to make Constitution saving throws.
Stay within
Yeah.
10 feet of me and do that.
Yeah,
Uh,
can we like
While they're passing by, I'm gonna go into my bag, get some traveler's clothes, and make myself a little KN95 mask out of some spare clothes and put it on.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
like rags and shit? And, like
Me too.
You can make your Constitution checks with advantage.
Guys, now we can't get fantasy COVID.
I wouldn't go that far.
22.
oh good.
Dirty 20.
15, 17.
All right. All of you kind of shimmy past the cluster of fungal mushroom men and women that have accumulated around you in the
These
proverbial
mush people.
mush people, the Mushroom Kingdom, and pass through them and kind of continue to follow your giant rat on your merry way through the remaining part of the under tree, leaving quite a bit of ruckus behind. And as you kind of pass away, not die, but pass through these people, you hear a fainting remark as you walk out. And you go, the Archdruid will know you survived. We all know.
Okay.
That's fine.
I will, as we're I'm gonna Sorkin as we are walking past, and I'm gonna say like, should we sort of see what sort of arrangement the Undertree has with the Archdruid and see? I don't know. Maybe we could be like, we'll feed you people if, but no, that's not very
I don't want to
paladin of
do
me.
that.
Yeah, I don't
Also,
want to
you
do
were the
that.
one that was saying, "Hey,
No.
we gotta vamoose real
Yeah,
quick."
yep. Yeah, when that
So
guy breathed in my face, it was pretty gross. Breathed in all of our faces.
This place is awesome.
What?
I really like
Right?
these guys.
I hate this place.
I think they've lost all semblance of personality and selves and melded into one giant egoless creature.
I personally would just
Absolutely.
like to be above
Yeah.
ground.
It's really commendable.
If I had
My
my axe
problem.
with me, I'd help them feed the tree a little bit faster. 'Cause I think that seems like their goal. But
We're also we're Sorkening.
yeah,
Just to be
Yeah.
clear.
I would not like to be part of this because of the end of the world and all of that, but I'm really happy for them. Really seems like they got a good thing going on.
Do they?
it's a shame couldn't make friends with them. Be a powerful ally.
I don't think
True.
we're enemies, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I haven't tried to get them to join the co-op yet, though. So
Do you
Make
want to go
a
out?
perception check collectively.
How does that
I'm sure I'll
work?
kind of. We'll just everyone make a perception check.
that is an 18.
I also got an 18.
My dice
15.
went off my table, so I'm gonna do that again. I got a 3.
Oh,
Everybody except Willem, as you're kind of passing down this particular cavern, you spot a rather peculiar looking thing, kind of a stick protruding from the wall, and a piece of paper punched through it. It's almost too difficult to miss, except unless you're Willem, who's too busy. He's got kind of tunnel vision on
He's
the
got rat
ret,
vision.
making sure that you all are keeping a steadfast pathway through the cavern. But the rest of you could have noticed the piece of paper that's kind of chalked up on the wall.
Is there
It
anything on
says
it?
exit, and it has an arrow.
Randy, you pick it up, and it says, "Ben here, go right."
Can I insight check this piece of paper?
Sure.
can I
Paper is a liar
can I
sometimes.
investigate to see like maybe if I can determine how long it's been here?
Sure.
16.
Branwyn, the handwriting is unmistakable, including much of it being your own. This is clearly a page ripped from the book you gave to Colette prior to parting ways. And Colette's handwriting is the one on the paper indicating which direction to go.
I tear the paper out of Randy's hand. I'm like, we're doing what this says. We're doing what this says.
Is like, oh fuck.
Okay.
Willem just got very scared that we're being manipulated, but also there might be some sort of like we're breathing in things and it's making our minds all confused.
Oh, my sister left this.
Oh shit.
How do you know that?
Look at it. It's hers.
Okay, but logically, why would your sister have been here?
I don't know. There might she got in and out of this plane of existence somehow. Maybe
And
down here's the
you ask her?
I can.
That might
I'll
be a
take a
good
spell
idea.
slot. Do you want me to?
I think that would be a worthwhile use.
Branwyn, would you like to make a
Yeah.
history check?
Yeah. 13.
You recall the last thing you said to your sister was to head back to the ruins and collect Lorelei's body.
Um,
Have
I mean,
you
I don't
been
know
in
why.
touch with Colette over the past few weeks?
No. I'll message her. I'm gonna message her. I'm gonna message her. Um. Hey, girl. Hey. Um. We're trapped in the under tree. Have you been here? Are you okay? Yeah, that's all I send. What are you wearing?
You hear a familiar voice in your mind. God, that place sucks. Yes, I'm fine. Look for Brenna. My armor.
That was the
Nice.
cool druid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Can
this is real. This is real.
Okay. Colette's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Yeah.
know she's fine, but she's okay.
Shut up. Yeah. I can cast one more message.
do you want to ask her about the note in particular, like if she left the note, just to make sure that it's not.
What?
Just to ask her if, like, explicitly, did she leave a note for us?
That's
Unless
gonna take
you
a whole nother 3rd level spell slot, dude.
Oh, I thought you said you could send another message.
No, I could.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I could send one, but it'll take a spell slot, so it's got to make
Oh.
it. It's got to be worthwhile.
I see. Okay, never mind.
Should I send one to Brenna?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll sending to Brenna. Hey girl, hey. It's Branwyn. Remember us? You probably heard. Trapped under the undertree. Do you know the way out? Help, please. But it's spelled PLS.
You receive no response.
Shit. Yeah, she's not answering. Okay,
I
let's
wonder
just
what that could
follow.
Let's
possibly
go
mean.
right.
Yeah, let's follow the note.
Is the rat also going the same way as the note indicates? No. I trust your sister over Cheezers too. This is a crazy
Hold
thing
on,
to say.
hold on. Wait. Okay.
Okay, we'd follow Colette's note.
How
Okay.
distressed does the rat look that we're going in another direction?
Make
It's
a
a
nature
little
check.
Ten.
It doesn't look. You can't really discern the rat's emotion. It just kind of looks a
Sure.
little bit rat-like, and it keeps like sniffing in the general direction that you were headed. But ultimately, you go right.
Can I see how distressed Cheezers 2 is?
You can attempt to make a nature check. Yes,
Nature check?
yes. You're
It's
discerning. Yeah,
it's a 4.
yeah. You can't read the emotion of a rat.
I thought we had a
Um,
bond, but
but you all head down right. And who's leading the way if the rat is not going first?
Who's that person?
Branwen.
Sister
I
Hatter,
have
Sister
Colette's note.
Hatter.
You can make a perception
Yeah.
check.
Oh no. 8.
All right. As you progress wildly, like you're kind of just like a very similar vibe of tunnel vision. Like you have one track mind, figure out what happened to Colette, but also like get out of here. You are completely unaware of a very large carnivorous plant that has seemingly kind of grown up around this particular branch of the under tree. She can come in here. Come, Clover. Clover, come. She didn't want to come in.
No.
And I will have you make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage because you do not see it coming.
you get to add 2 because I'm within 10 feet of you.
That is a dirty 19.
Okay. You are able to, like, as you kind of walk under this particular part of the cavern, you feel this dripping, almost like wet saliva, like mucus, just plop on your shoulder, and you look up and see the gaping maw of this plant just about to like clamp down around you, and you're able to kind of deftly move out of the way as it clamps down in the middle of the cavern, blocking a large majority of the way. But it does not immediately reopen. So for the rest of you, you'll kind of have to shimmy past it.
Sorry.
Happen a lot.
Shimmying.
Maybe.
And all of you pressing forward can make acrobatics checks to move past the creature.
17.
21.
8.
Oh, we have to make these trials harder, but not for Willem. Willem, as you kind of like press yourself up against the wall, you're not having a great day, like kind of flattening yourself out. Maybe it's the new armor, you're feeling uncomfortable in it, you haven't quite gotten the fit right. The plant will kind of lash out at you, and you will take an additional 8 piercing damage from the plant kind of clamping down around your leg, but you're able to very quickly kind of shake it off and move on. But for the rest of you, that does count as a success.
Oh, are these individual successes and failures? Not.
It's collective.
I thought we were being tried. Okay, I thought we were being tried as a group. Okay.
Yes. There are scenarios that are tried individually and tried as a group, depending on what it looks like.
Yeah.
All right. After some time kind of passing through things, everyone can kind of, assuming you're kind of scanning the surroundings, make a investigation check.
10.
16.
5.
5 also.
Branwen, perhaps it's your keen eye honed in by your pursuit of, anything, or at the very least, Brenna. You see another cluster of those creatures you saw earlier, kind of in the far corner. And as you kind of keep them in the corner of your eye in an attempt to avoid them, you see a familiar friend amongst them, as the small form of Brenna with mushrooms and fungus kind of growing around out of her shoulder, um, is amongst them.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to her.
All right, so you approach and you hear a voice in your mind. Ah, I did see you earlier. Come to join us in the Under Tree, then.
When did you get here?
Time is a construct that I no longer understand.
Did you see my sister here?
There were others before you, others who chose not to join us.
Is she okay?
Others chose not to join us.
Okay.
You would need
Um,
to speak to the Sovereign if you wish to
can
know
you
more.
can you take us to him?
The Sovereign wishes to meet all new members of the Under Tree.
Did Colette did my sister meet him too?
The others chose not to join the Under Tree.
Oh gosh. Um, I'm just gonna back up a couple of steps. I don't know what to do.
Did she
Did,
did she go willingly or
yeah, did she choose? Did you choose to go with the Under Tree?
I have no memory of a life before the Under Tree. Death begets new life.
I mean you said you remembered us, so
Memory is
If
a funny thing.
we decided not to join the Undertree, could you help us find the way away from here?
Persuasion check. And Willem, make a nature check, since you asked that question.
22.
11.
Willem, you are aware that, like, amongst this group, Brenna looks the least overgrown. And Branwen, as you kind of press for assistance, you hear a change in the tone of the response in your mind. My mind comes and goes. We are all part of the Undertree here. The others chose not to join us. The Archdruid put me here. We are all part of the Undertree. The others chose not to join us.
Should I try to do my thingy?
I don't think it'll do
I
anything.
don't think it'll help. What would you be curing?
Huh?
Like is it poison, disease?
I can expend 5 hit points from my pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it. I can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands, but I must do a separate check for each one. Or not a check, but separate.
I could try something with that to go with it. Maybe it'll do something to help her. I can take out my little fiddle and just do a counter charm. And that would give Brenna advantage versus being frightened. Or frightened or charmed. That's what I meant to say. The charmed one is the one that I'm looking at.
Yep. I'm gonna try to heal her or neutralize the poison into her blood.
Okay. As you lay your hands upon her, I will have you make a Constitution saving throw.
21.
Okay. Once again, as you kind of like place your hands upon them, the spores around her, like the fungus and mushrooms growing around her body, almost like expel um, more spores into the air and kind of open up almost like tiny little holes in the top of them where little spores kind of fleck off in different directions. And you find yourself kind of covered in them, but you steal your resolve and kind of, just close your orifices off to breathing them in. And I wish I'd come up with a better way to prevent that.
All of them. All of the orifices are
My
closed.
butthole is so tight right now.
all 8 of them, or whatever the number is. And
Your urethral is sealed.
Yep. And
Sorry.
That's a one-way street.
you feel no things, but
His
you also
ethereal is
know
sealed.
no effects. But you get the sense that they might have been acting in a defensive manner against you. When you hear a voice inside your head, all of you, do not try to take us from the Undertree. We are all the same down here.
Hey, hear me out, guys. We should try to take her from the Undertree.
Willem will try to yank her away from the wall. That she's stuck in a wall, right?
No.
No,
Not
you're
the
going
group.
full Pirates of the Caribbean, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking full Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But as you grab her, everyone makes Constitution saving throws.
Add 2. 8.
26.
6.
7.
Okay, everybody but Dunk, roll a d10.
6.
4.
7.
Boom. You feel the fungal spores just like penetrate your mind, and the voices inside your head of the creatures that are talking to you just seem to echo on top of each other over and over again. You can't shake this feeling that you are constantly hearing something in your mind. They're always like disorienting whispers, which gives you disadvantage on concentration checks and makes you vulnerable to psychic damage. Branwen, what did you roll?
4.
4. You feel the spores penetrate your mind, and every time you blink, you see these flashes of just violent beasts and colors in your eyes, almost as though they're lashing out to attack you from within your own mind, which gives you disadvantage on dexterity checks and attack rolls as the spores induce psychedelic effects on your mind. Randy, what did you roll?
7.
7. As the fungal spores kind of gather in your mind, they collect in your eyelid, and as you kind of blink away, your vision becomes increasingly blurred and difficult to focus on objects around you, giving you disadvantage on perception checks involving sight and ranged attack rolls.
Hey, Willem, let's stop trying to manhandle Brenna.
I was trying to help her, but yes, this is a bad idea. Get out of my head!
All of you hear a deep, somber voice in your mind. You do not take from the under tree. The under tree only gives, and it may give you new life if you choose to stay. And you begin to hear this kind of creaking, lumbering, and then like cracks as the creature disconnects itself from one of the walls that felt like a wall of the cavern, but in reality was just this creature kind of situating himself between the ground and the roof of the cavern. And as he kind of turns, you see that he's this lumbering creature of twisted vines and thicket and bramble with very long front legs and narrow back ones that kind of connect to this thick, widening haunches of very nice kind of almost floral arrangement that kind of grows in and out of branches and sticks and vines that make up this creature's body, and a mess of vines at the front where the mouth and eyes open, and you can kind of see this kind of green glowing hue within. And he greets you with almost like a kind eyes and a smile as he looks down upon you. And again, all this is being heard in your mind. I understand your concern for former allies, but they are part of us now. And you can be as well. You need only submit.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Sovereign, sir.
Yes, it is a pleasure.
Insight check. Is it really a pleasure? 9.
Doesn't feel like they're lying to you. But at the same
Cool.
time, they have no affect. Like the only thing that you can see is this kind of like blob of a face that's greeting you, in the mess of vines and thickets. Um, and like little else gives way to the character that you might detect within.
Mr. Sovereign, or I guess, uh, uh,
I am the
Mr.
Bramble Sovereign.
Mr. Bramble Sovereign.
Yes.
It's been very nice being here. I have nothing but respect for your community that you've gathered here. You guys seem like you're having a really like good go at it. I am like just very happy for you. Really, just kind of what I want to cultivate in my friends. Not so much the all being one consciousness thing, but I'm glad that that's working out for you. Unfortunately, we this is not for us right now, and we got to get back to our own community. And I'm sure that you understand.
You speak many words for a man with so little time. You say you wish to build the communities when one exists here for you to join.
Yeah, we already
What has
got one though.
placed you here in the first place? The Archdruid sends us members of our community, as you would describe it, and we in return serve as guardians of this great tree, protector of the Watham Wood, as your people call it. What
I'd love to say
sacrifices have you made to justify your arrival here?
I'd love to
Wait,
say that we were placed here by the Archdruid in like a cool way, but it was definitely against all of our consents.
Hmm. The Archdruid sends those who would understand the greater good, and that the forest demands satisfaction when so few would take and take. Sorry, so many would take, and so few would be willing to give.
I think
I
that the
ask you
Archdruid.
again, what sacrifices have you made for the greater good?
I'm open to make some.
You believe you have not yet?
It's a big question. I look around at my companions.
Willem will look at the sovereign and say, well, I'm not sure our idea of the greater good might be aligned, but I forsook power, uh, allegedly beyond measure, for justice and revenge and to protect those that I care about.
So you equate the greater good to vengeance.
I equate the greater good to justice.
And how would you define justice? Justice for yourself or justice for the many?
Justice for the many.
And yet you pursue those who have wronged only you.
Oh, I don't know about that. And I'm
I,
going to turn and gesture
we,
towards Brenna and say, what did she ever do?
thee has come
But ask
here
questions.
and joined the collective.
Came here of her own volition, like us? Or was she placed here by the Archdruid?
The Archdruid sends those who are deserving. I do not
What if the
concern
Archdruid were
myself
deserving?
with, then she may bring herself. You people think and talk of politics that I needn't understand, and are, quite
wait,
frankly, petty and tiny
can
in
I
the
ask you a
scope of what we
question?
protect. You
What do you mean
know,
by deserving?
all are deserving of becoming part of the wood.
So, what's the criteria of somebody being selected?
I do
What
not
makes the
know.
oh,
What I don't know why people come down here. I only know that they are brought to me, and they join us.
people are brought here to be punished?
Proceed.
As in continue talking, or
Tell me more of
we
what you
can
think.
the Archdruid didn't like us, so she sent us down here against our will.
You would equate joining the collective as a punishment.
I think the
She let
Archduke would, certainly.
She
she
literally
told us
did
that
send us down here because she
she
doesn't like to
told
do the
us
killing herself.
she told us
Show
that
me.
she wanted us to be dead, but she didn't want blood.
Make a persuasion check. And you can do so
Do
with
I get advantage because I'm
advantage.
telling the truth?
You get advantage because a lot of you are saying the same thing.
Oh,
The truth
buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh,
does not
buddy.
necessarily
Oh,
equate to
buddy.
advantage.
That's a 26.
Oh,
I rolled a 19 and I got a +7.
Um, the sovereign will kind of look down upon you, um, and tilt its head a little bit to the side. You would tell me the members of our collective do not come here willingly. Is this what you say?
Yes.
I know
You
that at
would,
least for us, we weren't.
and you would tell me that you would view joining our collective as a punishment.
Yes.
Evidently, the Archdruid would as well.
I care not of the Archdruid at this moment in time. I am concentrated on the beings in front of me who would equate eternal growth and life as punishment.
With respect, the idea of eternal growth and life is a good one, but there's things that we still need to do and we still want to do above ground.
Also, eternal growth is not nature's way. Nature's way is balance, a preservation of life and death, growth and destruction.
I do not believe that you are one to comment on what is nature's way. But your
Unrestrained
point
growth
is
is
well taken.
disease.
Your point is well taken. You seem to have a lot of thoughts, Horned One, about how one might protect and guide nature. So why don't you tell me how you have protected and guided nature in your journey?
That's a great question.
One with so
Well,
many thoughts should have the proof to back it up.
I mean, just a few examples here in this tree. Rather than hacking my way out of the roots that bound me, I walked out harmlessly. When I tripped and fell into some brambles, I did not destroy them, I simply brushed them aside. One of your members of your community tried to take a chunk out of my leg. I just let that happen and moved on my merry way. I don't wish to harm you. I don't wish to destroy what you have here. I simply wish to go free and serve justice.
Would not wish to harm me if you tried, but I am looking for examples beyond the past hour, all of which I witnessed as you trudged and trampled and left many a trace through my abode.
can
I would
can
have the
I go?
Horned One speak.
When Hansen Dady's cultists summoned a shadow beast, some sort of smoke demon from the Shadowfell, we assisted the Green Wardens in taking it down. We wish to help Brenna, the Green Warden who now finds herself within you, uh, do what was she thought was right for the grove and seek to further her protection of nature. And rather than entering into conflict with the citizens of Trowood, it seemed like Brenna had the idea that we could learn to live in harmony. Balance birth and death, growth and destruction in tune with itself.
Gray One may speak now.
Sorry, you said the furry one?
The Gray One.
Gray one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was kind of a while ago, but there was a big old beast attacking the town. And instead of killing it, um, I calmed it down and we let it go. Wait,
I
or
don't
I
remember this
calmed it
at
down. You
all.
guys killed it. My bad.
However, that is what you did.
That's what I did.
And
I
I will
apologize.
have one of you, Willem or Randy, can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Randy, how's your charisma?
Plus
You just gotta pick
0.
it.
Okay, I will go because I have a +5 to persuasion.
Ooh-wee.
That would be 19 plus 5 is 24.
The Bramble Sovereign again kind of leans back and tilts its head to the opposite side, considering all that you have said. Hmm. For such a young boy, you speak with wisdom beyond your years. What would you do now if given the choice to leave this place?
Would I do so with your blessing or neutrality or hostility?
It is a question.
Yes, it is.
And I am seeking an answer, not more questions in return.
Were myself and my friends, because I will not leave without my friends, given your blessing to leave, we would seek to preserve the balance between the encroaching towns and the Waltham Wood. We would protect the Waltham Wood with the assistance of the Green Wardens. And
Promising things. I don't say that. I don't say that.
I'm not fucking promising to be a druid.
No,
I
the
would
class
see
A lot
change.
on our plate right now, dude.
the balance of the world, if my gray friend here and his goddess are to be believed, hangs in the balance in the very near future. So we would sort of go on our way and try our best to save the world and try to preserve some of that balance you're all about.
You speak of politics I do not understand, nor do I care for.
I
But
mean, we speak of planar intrusions and worlds being consumed,
you have a
not mere
propensity
squabbles between people.
for, I do not know the word of the mortal tongue, but do you have a propensity for
Not shutting the fuck up. Can you imagine if you said
sarcasm,
that
I
though?
believe the term is. Would that your mind matched the sharpness of your tongue. Saying that aloud, Lily.
Might I
Furry
offer?
one.
Yeah,
You
might I
speak.
offer a an idea here? Regardless of your knowledge or whether or not you care about the politics above the Undertree, um, there is going to be a big event, it seems, very soon. With a lot of people dying, and I think it could actually possibly be an opportunity for you to acquire uh, some new sporling uh, people. Uh, so if you think you could offer some aid in the coming troubles, I think that your your purpose of feeding the forest would definitely be benefited.
You promise me flesh in return for my support. Is this what you suggest?
I'm suggesting there will be a lot of flesh out there that would be going to waste otherwise.
Is this not what your friend has promised to prevent? Do you not act towards common goals?
Well, I
Willen is
mean,
just gonna look at you, arms crossed.
my point is, either way, I think a lot of people are going to be dying, whether it's by their
Death is
hands
a
or yours.
natural part of life. Your friend has illustrated this.
Exactly.
You speak
And
so
so,
much of
yeah,
death, I am raised to ask this question. When faced with conflict, how do you choose your path, furry one?
I usually tend to go for the most direct approach, which
And what
often includes violence.
mm, violence? And what, pray tell, is the conflict you now face?
Um, it's a conflict that will probably take. If we can't figure out another way, there will probably be a lot of violence involved. And I think that if it comes to that, we could help each other out.
So you seek to avoid death and destruction. Hi. The door's still open. Or did she open that? Did she open the door? Yeah.
That
Clovershare.
awkward moment when you're having spooky tree fungus man time and the puppy interrupts
Sorry.
you.
Sorry. So, you say you wish to avoid violence, then what will be your choice here? Furry one.
I have looking around at what you've got going on down here. I find that I have a lot of respect for you. I don't want
Oh,
any violence to come.
what do you
Uh,
respect?
I respect how much utility you're able to get out of your resources.
This is the way
Your
of nature.
followers here, yeah, your followers here are able to give so much.
We are not followers, but I understand where that might give you that impression. Make a persuasion check, Dunk. Just solo.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Um, critical success. He looks at you, and again, his head kind of tilts back to the center, and he's actually going to plunge. He's going to lift his mighty, thick, branched arm, and you hear it just creaking and little bits of twigs snapping as he does. And he's going to plunge it into his chest, and he kind of pulls out this large glowing green seed, and you see the glow kind of fade from his mouth and his eyes, so it still exists, but it's not as luminous as it was. And the seed kind of pulses with this like gentle light, resembling almost like a star held in its palm. And the shell, as it kind of descends down, and he kind of looks back directly at you, Doug, says, "Hold out your hand." And he places the seed in your hands, and it feels almost like hard, but at the same time very delicate, with like roots kind of sprawling around the outer casing of the shell. And as it's placed in your hands, you feel this almost like smooth, subtle warmth and like aroma of a pleasant meadow. And he goes, "This is an example of our essence, and I gift it to you. You have, all of you, proven yourselves allies of our cause. You may consider me one of yours. You do not need to join us to benefit us. I see that your cause is just, and that might not be the case of all those placed down here. I will
Much
show you the
obliged.
way. In your mind's eye, you kind of see this path out of the cavern.
What happens if we plant that?
It is not necessarily something that need be planted, but it would give birth to a new sovereign who may form their own great tree. But it would take centuries for it to germinate. Instead, you can look upon this as a boon for you in times of need, though its uses are finite.
Can
I'm
I ask you a
grateful for your
question?
You may
assistance.
ask me anything.
There was another one like me that was down here.
Red of hair. She
Yeah.
chose not to join us. One of us aided them when they had still not accepted us.
That's okay.
Not everyone chooses to join us.
Okay. Thank you for letting that happen.
It is your choice.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. You all, your trial has concluded, and given your ratio of successes to failures, have left with the life seed. And as you kind of navigate following the path laid out in your mind, after some time, you kind of start to feel, Randy, you are the first to notice the subtle incline of the path that you are taking begin to slope upward until inevitably you see the kind of beaming rods of sunlight streaming down into a path above, and you kind of break out of this thicket and bush into just kind of a completely random part of the Watham Wood that feels both unfamiliar as though you haven't seen it before, but like you know you are somewhere in the Watham Wood.
All right.
Willem is just gonna turn to the party members and sort of mouth, "What the fuck just happened?"
Is Brenna still trailing behind us?
No, Brenna's not with you at all.
Dang it.
Same.
Okay.
No, she's a mushroom now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dunk, please don't.
Um,
I don't even know. I don't like that. I say, gesturing towards the seed.
Any one of you can feel free to make a nature check to learn more about this seed.
I do not pass.
pin.
12.
One?
I guess I'll roll two, even though I'm disdainful of the seed. Nature. That would be
Yes.
a 14.
Okay. It looks like a giant seed, and none of you are able to discern what impact or effect it might have if used. It is just a really big, glowing, warm seed.
Smells like a meadow.
It does smell like a meadow.
If anything, we can use it as like an air freshener.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
this is going back to the commune.
I don't know that I want it there.
on the upside, the Green Warden probably thinks we're dead, so we won't have to deal with her anymore. Or the Archdruid.
Other than the fact that back at Greenwarden Dell, and I know this isn't such a problem for you, Randy, they do have our weapons.
Also, they
Oh
did.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm going back for that.
Yeah, I see your point.
Sorry, but
Yeah, I really don't want to have those like hag dreams again, so I think I need to get my sword back.
Is there a way that we can do this in a sneaky, not telling the Archdruid kind of way?
Oh, I had a very different plan, but let's hear everybody out.
If somebody could disguise self as a druid and then convince them to give the weapons to you, but that would be difficult.
Or we could walk in there holding that seed and be like, Sovereign, let us free. Our cause is just. Archdruid threw us
I
down
mean,
there. So defying nature's will seems like a bit of a problem. Get rid of the Archdruid. Try to get rid of the Archdruid.
technically, also we saw our sentence through. It just
Yeah.
didn't take. We paid for our crimes that she allegedly saw.
I am opposed a little bit to the sneaky thing because the Archdruid knows where we live, and also we're not exactly the most subtle band of people, and so I think
Let's just
word
go.
will
Let's
be
just go there.
I
I
yeah.
don't
look
give a
down
shit.
at my giant body and I look back up at you and I go, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, let's just
And
walk in.
also, there's probably like a bird watching us anyway. I look up. Do I see that blue jay?
That stinking bird!
Make an investigation check.
12?
You spy no abnormal birds that are looking at you. I mean, you see birds, but you do
What's
not
an
see
abnormal
anything.
bird look like?
Well, just like anything that seems to be paying an odd amount of attention to you.
A bird with human teeth.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I look back. Is Choosers 2 still here? Oh,
All of his rat teeth fell out now, though, and they're replaced by human teeth in an extremely excruciating growing process. It's horrific.
That is
Ow.
not true.
No, says Chris. That does not happen.
Chris says yes and no.
All right, so you guys are
Fuck
Well,
heading
it.
back
I'm gonna
towards the
go get my
Greenwarden
sword
Dell.
back.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess we gotta. Yeah.
All right.
also, do we? Oh, this is a Sorkin conversation, but was Brenna well liked among the druids?
We got her
No,
killed.
I don't think
We
so.
didn't get her killed. The Archdruid got her
I mean,
killed.
the Archdruid was not a fan, definitely.
We got her killed.
The
I'll
Archdruid got her
have
killed.
whomever is leading the group make a survival check while you do this, just to find your way back.
If you would like, I am an Outlander background, so I have an excellent memory for maps, geography, and recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Feels like a great
All right.
opportunity
I
for you
won't
to
say
put
what
those
I
skills to
got.
work.
Or
You
Stephanie
won't know
can
what
do
I
it.
got. No, you roll. That I feel like that would actually make the most sense.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. It's 21.
All right, Willem,
Mine was a little bit less than that, like a
with your
14.
fine-tuned outdoorsman skills, you are able to kind of pick up a trail of footprints. You kind of see almost like a hunting trail back to the Greenwarden Dell, and you arrive kind of on the outskirts, and you all may continue your conversation as you kind of make your way back to the Dell.
What's the plan here?
I think the plan should be you don't say anything to the Archdruid. Sorry, dude.
He's not an easy person to talk to, so
You also have a habit of escalation,
she deserves it, but yeah.
which is
Okay.
not what we're going for here.
All right, so the new plan is the old plan. I talk the whole time.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But
And
this
if they
time,
start to give us any grief, then I'll just pull out the
No,
light.
stop. I feel like we don't want her to know about that. Hide
I
it in your
feel like
folds or
we
something.
want everybody to know about that, but
No, we're going in with the goal of neutrality.
I'm gonna tug on Dunk's arm and be like, "I support."
What did you say?
Oh, I'm tugging on Dunk's arm and I'm just gonna be like, I support you.
Oh, okay. I just think as a backup.
But Randy should
Right.
definitely do the talking at first.
All
I will
right.
not say
You
anything.
arrive at the gates of the Greenwarden Dell, and find unknown, like people you have not met, are kind of standing in the entryway, like not necessarily guarding, but clearly keeping an eye on any potential visitors. And you hear a faint bird chirping behind you, and one of the individuals at the gates will turn towards you, where kind of like the fake tree that you recognize you kind of pass through is, and they will turn to you and go, "What brings you to this part of the wood today?"
We are back, and we'd like to talk to the Archdruid, or at least get our weapons back.
"Back? You been here before?
Yes.
On what purpose? And what do you
To
want to
talk.
see the Archdruid about?"
We were here to talk to the Archdruid,
Yes, I heard you say that. That's why I corrected myself.
and then we were told slash given to a tree, and now we're back to talk to the Archdruid about that tree that we were given to.
Given to a tree?
Yeah.
The taller elven individual kind of lean down towards this human who's been talking to you and just kind of whisper in their ear. Um, and then look back up at you. "What do you mean, given to a tree?"
Can I take over?
Yeah.
Okay. The other day, we were summoned by the Archdruid to meet with her regarding past experiences in these woods. She sent us off. As part of that, the results of that meeting, our weapons were taken from us before our meeting. We would like to retrieve our weapons and leave.
You don't want to see the Archdruid. Why were your weapons taken from you?
Because we were meeting with the Archdruid. You can ask that guy, Rowan.
Rowan. Aye. We'll send for Rowan. Y'all stay here until we find out more about this.
Randy, you gotta stop starting with the most confusing part of the story.
The two individuals will linger while the bird flies off into the tree and deeper into the dell.
Willem's just gonna start playing with cheesers too. We're doing fetch.
The younger druid, the human, will look at them and go, "Mighty fine animal you've got there. What's their name?"
Willem will sort of gesture to his mouth and try to convey that he can't speak.
The rat's name is Cheesers too.
Your friend got a talking problem.
Yes. He does have a talking problem.
Willem nods enthusiastically.
Fair enough. So you say you talked to the Archdruid. What about?
She was mad at us.
Aye, that would explain the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But then why are you back? Archdruid
She
doesn't
served
usually
out.
take weapons and not give them back and send you on your way.
Let's just say she didn't think we were going to be coming back.
She gave us to a tree.
You've probably seen how people that the Archdruid's mad at just kind of disappear, right?
I'd say that I have.
Do you know a girl named Brenna?
Brenna. Sure. Hard to fire that one. Haven't seen her in some time. Heard she was killed in
Yeah.
a raid.
She wasn't.
What you playing at?
Nothing. We just are waiting to hear back from that bird so we can get our weapons back.
The Archdruid is not a good person. Not a good leader.
I'll have you mind your tongue.
I don't care. She sent Brenna to go die.
Brenna died in a raid.
No, we saw her down in the tree. She turned into a mushroom.
You keep talking
So-
about the tree. What tree?
Big tree, under tree, great tree. Big. It was a big tree with mushrooms.
The tree?
Rowan's gonna smile and tug on Dunk's arm.
It's at this point
I don't
that you
like that
hear
smile. I don't
a
like that
familiar
smile.
voice. And Rowan steps through the tree gate, and kind of phases through it. He goes, "What's all this then?
We have our weapons back.
You, you're four not supposed to be here."
But here we are.
The Archdruid will want to hear of this.
Tell her that we want our weapons back. Or you don't have to
Since-
tell her, actually.
No, she'll want to hear of this. Come with me.
What if we didn't want to?
I'll make you.
See, the last time that we went to talk to her in good faith, she sent us to a tree, which I
She
think
gave
you know about.
tree.
Aye, the under tree.
So you can understand why we'd be a bit wary to go with you immediately.
You were meant to stay there.
It didn't take. Can we have our weapons back?
And why would I do that? You've committed crimes
We
against the
served
Archdruid,
out-
and now you haven't paid for them.
No. She sentenced us. We paid our sentence. We survived the
Yeah.
sentence. The way I see it, we're square.
The human chimes in from the back. What's all this about? What do they mean, paid their sentence? The two of you, go for the Archdruid. Now.
She gave us to a tree.
They'll kind of linger. They don't quite listen to Rowan's demand. And Rowan will look at you and he goes, I'll give you one more chance. Come quietly, I'll see to it that she doesn't send you below again.
What?
Make that a promise.
Yeah. What kind of promise could you
Make that a promise that she's not
possibly
going to
have
harm
for
us.
her head?
Well, I can't promise for her, but I'll vouch for you. Make sure she doesn't send you below again.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Oh, 12.
As he talks to you, and you kind of double down and reaffirm for confirmation that he will vouch for you, you see a slight quiver in his lip. He is lying to you.
Dude, come on.
You got no weapons. Got no friends here. Brenna's dead. We don't need to send you below to kill you.
All we want
don't have
is our
weapons.
weapons back.
But we do have this. I'm gonna pull out a boot. No, I'm gonna pull out the
He pulls out a single titty. Can you imagine?
Dunky milkers.
I'm gonna pull out the life seed.
Rowan kind of cocks his head just a little bit. Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is, bud?
It's the life tree of the Bramble Sovereign.
That'd be it? Yeah.
You killed the Bramble Sovereign without any weapons.
What?
Why would we kill him?
The Bramble
This is
Sovereign gave you this.
We came here peacefully. We left that under tree peacefully.
Persuasion check with advantage.
They 16.
All right. Amends. The Archdruid doesn't need to know about this. Check the third stump from the left. Their weapons are there. I'm doing this in good faith. I know that she can be difficult. But you have to understand, she's infinitely powerful, especially in the Dell. I'll do what I can to cover for you. Don't cross her again. She hates
I
the
don't
sight of
plan on
blood,
it.
but she'll kill you if she has to.
Can you do us one last favor? And it's not anything that has to happen right now. If there's anyone that you think she's going to send below, send them to the Marigold Estate.
I'll do what I can. But I'm trying to avoid that fate myself.
The offer goes to you too.
It is a rite of passage to go below. At least it used to be. But it was a way to die. Not a way to be sent to die.
There are definitely some cool folks down there. If you want to go there to die, when you're old and ready, I think it's a great way to do it.
To be fair, the sovereign is actually he's actually very welcoming. So if
Well, that is why it is
that's
so
what you
surprising
want,
that he gave you the life seed. Use it
I
well.
think he started to understand a bit. Dunk is
What do we
very
do?
persuasive.
To be honest, I've only ever seen one other. It was a long time ago. But it can provide you different blessings and abilities when used, if you sow it correctly.
Cool.
All right, should we get the shit out of here?
Yeah. Let's
Now, Rowan will hand over the canvas bags with your weapons and go, I'm sorry, but anyone the sovereign deems worthy is worthy of my respect.
Thanks, dude. All right, we'll get out of here before someone else gets mad at us.
All right. You all start hiking your way back to the estate. Um, it is about midday when you're leaving, so it is quite late at night by the time you finally kind of see the estate on the horizon. There's a trickle of light from just the main hearth kind of beaming out of the window, but otherwise the estate looks quiet.
What the fuck was that?
Hey, Randy,
Yeah.
you want to make us some scramble?
I thought you'd never ask. Yes, absolutely. And I start scrambling.
Scramble. We all eat scramble with 1,000 yards.
Willem is not going to eat scramble, but he is going to poke at it angrily.
With his hands, because you don't eat scramble with a utensil.
Yeah.
No.
It's finger food.
Mhm. So, what are we doing next?
Yeah, we got to get to that Fey realm like right now, like yesterday or like 4 days ago.
Okay.
Willem is just gonna look at you all and be like, I know for plot reasons we have to do that, but this isn't over. She's not going to just let us live. You know that, right?
I think that's a tomorrow problem. We solved the today problem, and now that's a tomorrow problem.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going back there now, but
We got a whole bunch of other today problems.
yep, like the imminent impending death of the world. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Lots more people are going to get sent down there, and that does not sit right with me.
Is Cena still around?
Cena's not with you at the kitchen table, but you know that she's in the house.
Okay, that's what I'm worried about. Just want to make sure you didn't fucking book it,
Cena, no.
Alright.
which she would do.
She
She's
might
been
do.
on that before.
How are the rest of you spending the rest of the night, or are you just kind of retiring to your bedrooms for a well-deserved long rest?
I'm gonna just spend a long time just like cleaning my sword, polishing the sword,
What a
etc.
euphemism.
Ah, I'm gonna be looking at the life seed. Just looking at it.
Okay.
He's
I will
pondering
say
the orb.
that
Pondering the
you can spend an hour looking at the seed and learn some of its abilities, essentially the equivalent of attuning to it, but also that you're kind of like meditating on it.
Willem is going to be a nerd and spend the rest of the night in prayer trying to talk to Thalor.
Or you should look at that feathered cloak, because I bet it does something super dope as shit.
I was gonna say
Well,
Randy makes a little campfire for himself wherever he wants to join and spends the night. Nah, I guess it's his version of praying, but just kind of talking out loud
Oh
towards it.
god. It's so
that's like
annoying.
what I think that's what like Quakers do. Is they have silent prayer and then somebody just stands up and start talking.
Yeah,
No,
just
no,
like in
no, it's not like
just
that.
like
It's
in
not like
Fleabag.
Sometimes I think I'd be a better feminist. All right. Willem, you enjoy a silent prayer, but don't hear or really feel anything in return. Um, as you kind of look inside yourself, you start to question that concept of whether your newfound gifts come from a god above or from your own strength and force of will. Um,
Thalor's more of a concept.
you understand, like, you never gave your oath to a being. You kind of committed it to
True.
yourself.
Fair enough. But, I'll respect Thalor as the embodiment of justice and also because my fake dad is a Thalor priest.
Fair enough. Randy, in your time outside, kind of chanting, communing with the fire, inevitably you hear a soft voice behind you, and you recognize it as Eliana, who arrives to chat with you. She goes, "You sound like you've been doing that a while."
yeah. Sorry, is it annoying? I don't have to do it here. I can
Oh,
go into the
no, I'm
woods.
sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I meant like it sounds like you've been following Adara for a while.
Yeah, yes and no. Took a bit of a break, but we're back, baby, as they say.
I don't really know you very well. I feel like you weren't around much. You kind of disappeared for a little while there.
Yeah, yeah. No, I went to the um well, I went to the Feywild for a little while and went around a tower and talked to a man named Draken Boss. Not, he's all right. He's an okay guy. But then I spent a pretty long time in the astral plane. Talked to Adara. Um,
So you're saying
she's
you like actually talked to her.
yeah, like kind of a lot.
Sits there and kind of kicks at some rocks in the ground. What's she like?
She is super cool. She's kind of vague and she's really, sympathetic. She's easy to talk to. She likes to listen and, says stuff when you need it to be said. She's a very calming presence to have for, I guess I don't know how long I was there, but it was good.
I've never really been one for the gods. Kind of just feel like my life would have been a lot better if they really meant or did anything.
Yeah, I feel that.
So why do
That's
you
why.
do what you do?
Well, like she can't really do anything, but I can. So she's kind of sent me to do her
So
her work, I guess.
so you're better than a god. And she kind of laughs a
Not
little bit.
not better than a god.
So why can't they do anything? I've been to temples. I've prayed to them. People like you always tell me that they're listening. They act in mysterious ways. But
If you're not gonna believe in, the things you can't see or hear, I don't know. You can believe in me
hmm. She kind of sits
because I'm gonna
down on one of the nearby chairs. Go ahead.
because I'm gonna fucking do something about it.
Like what?
Shit's going south, and I don't know. She sent me to stop it, and I
You
plan
don't
to.
know what you're gonna do.
I've got to start.
And your friends are gonna help you.
Absolutely.
You guys are a really interesting bunch.
We have been told a lot worse.
So it's true then. You guys are
What?
leaving.
Yeah, for a bit. We're not
What's a
sure how
bit?
long.
Did you tell her yet?
I was planning on it.
No, she can't stop talking about you whenever you're not here.
I'll be honest, that's a little surprising to hear.
I think she's afraid to make you think that she needs you again.
She doesn't need me. I know that.
I think you're wrong about that. I think, Randy, and I know you don't know me very well, and I don't know you very well, so you can tell me to go fuck myself. But I think maybe you should stop caring so much about everyone and caring a little bit more about the one. And she's gonna kind of stand up, dust off her pants, and like food for thought. She's gonna walk back towards the house.
I look up at Adara and I say, "That's some shit you would say."
And he does a
Vague
bless up.
ass. But
Ranwen, what you up to? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Randy.
I kind of I stand up, like put out the rest of the fire, like whatever's left. I just kind of scatter the coals, and I head inside to talk to Cena.
Bramwin, what are you doing?
I'm polishing my
Oh, that's right. You're
sword.
polishing your sword. Yes. Um, Randy, you walk into the house and kind of kick off your boots, leave them by the door, and see Sita. It's kind of laid out on the couch in the library with her head in a book.
Hey.
Hello?
So I have uh, uh news.
Go ahead.
Um, so when I talked to Adara, she, as I've been talking about, she said that the whole world's gonna kind of end if we don't do something about it, and I got sent back to do something about it. Um,
Just
and
say what you're going to say.
yeah, we're leaving for the Fey realm tomorrow, and I
And
don't
you
know
think
how
the
long.
answers are there.
I know the answers are there. She told me to find Thauriel, and he is in the Fey realm. Um, so that's where we're going, and I wanted to um extend an invitation for you to come with, even though it will be um probably super dangerous and weird, and we don't really know what's going to happen. I think I I don't want to not see you for a really long time again.
You don't need an insight check to see the surprise across her face, kind of expecting a different answer from you. And she's going to kind of look back up at you and she's almost at a loss for words and go, um, what about him? He's still there, isn't he?
Yeah, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Um, he's under. He's kind of with another guy right now, and he's kind of trapped in a tower. So I wouldn't worry too much about him. I'm sure we won't see him.
And the others, they feel safe around me.
Save. They just want to be your friend.
Um, Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I'll come.
Randy gets a big smile, and he uh, is gonna try to hug Cena if she'll take me.
See, we'll kind of push back a little bit at first, but then like lean into the kind of comedic way in which you're approaching her. And you kind of flash on a memory of all the times that you would like annoyingly bear hug her on your original journey across the continent together. And she kind of just, yep, yeah, good job, big guy, good job. She kind of pats her
And
back. She goes,
I,
that's
s-
enough.
I give her, I do like one like last little squeeze, and then I stop, and I just kind of like smile at her, and I say, "This is great. You're gonna love Scramble tomorrow," and I leave.
All right.
Gonna have hot honey.
Are the rest of you doing anything before going to bed?
I'm gonna pull out that raven feather cloak.
Okay.
Yes.
You can spend some time attuning to it and find that it does nothing.
It's just cool.
When I take
That
it out,
you
does anything
know
happen
of.
in the evil orb?
That we know.
That depends. Are you looking at the evil orb?
I'm gonna look into the evil orb.
For sure, you look into the evil orb and you see a familiar face on the receiving end, though it is not that of Lady Ophelia, but Lady Talia. Her signature scar visible on the side of her face and crossing down her eye, and she just looks at you with malice in her eyes.
Why do you bother doing that?
cannot, or at least does not respond.
I'm just gonna say, like, I know what you look like. You don't have to pretend to be attractive.
And inevitably, you see her face fade from view.
I'll wrap the evil orb back up in the cloak and stick it back in the closet.
All right. Dunk, anything before bed?
Just pondering my orb.
Okay.
Oh,
The-
hey, Dunk, just like random question, but I was just thinking about it. We ever do anything with like that fuck ton of Celazite that we got out of the ruins?
No, I'm just holding on to it. I just have it.
I kind of feel like you should eat some.
Eat.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll like crumble some up into like a powder and sprinkle it on my
Oh,
eggs.
like salt, you could put it on the
Yeah,
scramble.
yeah. Put it on the scramble in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember that being like kind of everybody was like, "Holy shit, look at all that Celazite." And I mean, I know we got a lot on our plates, but we never really did anything with that.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of thinking about that too, but I mean, eating it seems like a logical thing to do. So
My man.
what else am I gonna do with it?
I don't know. Ugh.
All right. You all lay your
Wait, I got
weary
a message to
heads.
send.
Oh, oh, okay. Please, Brandon, by all means.
This is going to my girl Colette.
Okay.
Hey girl, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Me again. Got out of freaky tree okay. Got business. We're coming back plainside tomorrow. Anything I should know?
Give me a minute. Okay.
Just the words holy shit over and over.
She responds, "Hey girl, hey, gods above, that sounds fab." And she will, but like the tone kind of changes, and she goes, "Does anybody else know you're coming back?" Question mark.
Is that all she sends?
And then where to?
No! I don't have any spell slots left.
Do you want to try this again, Dunk?
I can metagame a little bit and say, oh hey, do you need a third level spell slot?
Wait, no, I just run into Dunk's room. I'm like, can you do that one thing?
Can you do the thing I like?
I need some juice, man.
Do that thing.
You got it. Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm dumb. It's a second level spell slot.
It is literally no offense. It has never done what we needed to do.
Yeah.
I think it did once. But yeah, if you need a second level spell slot, you got it.
I don't need one of those. Unless you
Brandwin,
want
maybe
to
you
turn
should eat some
invisible.
Maybe you should eat some Celazite.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
how it
I'm
works.
gonna be sprinkling some on the scramble in the morning. At least on my
What?
potion. I'm sprinkling
Jesus
some
Christ.
Celzite on the scramble, which is very hard to say.
Dunk, something's gonna happen to you and I don't know what.
Willem sort of looks at you and smiles and goes, "I'm so excited."
Oh my god. I can't say that I support this, but also I do want to see what happens. Please make. Oh god, I go. I leave.
All right. Bradwin, any last things before Betty bye?
No.
Okay.
Wait, Chris,
You
I have one thing. Do I
okay.
have to reattune to my sword?
Mm.
Okay, good.
Um, you all lay your weary heads to rest and awake the next morning as a cold drain falls upon the roof and the windows, and you hear the pitter patter of it against the glass panes, and it's kind of sloughing off the shingles. But all in all, a very cold morning on the farm. Um, there is no sound of bird or animal, but rather just, a slow awakening. Branwen, you feel kind of a twisted sense of dread and excitement. Like you're so excited to go home. You dread the arrival or the welcome that you may receive. Willem, your resolve has never been stronger. You know that beyond this point is the true realm of your mortal enemies, and they'll never be closer to you. And despite the risk that holds, you've never felt stronger. Randy, you're just ready to take on the world by storm, figure out what the heck is going on. And Dunk, you are probably, despite your seemingly never ending and endless bounty of happiness and carefree attitude, don't take that sock, Clover. Sorry. She, you are, there's just a kind of a tug of doubt and fear in the back of your mind, knowing what Randy has shared in the journal you found, that this individual who knows more about you, potentially even than yourself, lives in the place you plan to go. And you all make your way downstairs, and Randy is making his scramble for the day. And the day is yours.
As I'm plating it for everybody, I give everybody regular plates of scramble as I do. But for Cena's plate, I'm gonna put him in a smiley face.
She picks up her fork and kind of looks down. She goes, and like begrudgingly eats it.
I want mine on the smiley face.
Oh,
Cena will
shit,
look
my
up at you and go like, "You have to be special."
Fuck.
Willem does point and laugh.
And it's like as you all laugh at her joke, she kind of goes,
Oh, ah!
We did it! We fixed her.
We said we could fix her, and we did it. God damn it.
did it, motherfucker.
Campaign's over now. We won.
Yeah,
that's it, you
roll
won."
credits. What's campaign 2 credit? Yeah, we're eating scramble.
Does the celestite on the scramble do anything?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna sprinkle the sulcite on it.
We're gonna get sidetracked from going to the Feywild again.
You find that it takes you an enormous amount of time to crack through just even a little piece of it, but you manage to kind of grind it against the counter until enough dust falls off, and you don't
Ours
really notice
fucked.
anything of note, other than like it tastes a little bit like dirt.
I was gonna ask if
Oh.
it tastes good. That's a little boring.
Yeah,
Yeah. There are some tasty rocks out there. It's not one of them.
same
No.
one of them.
I'm just gonna sort of shrug and be like, sorry, I thought it would do something cool.
Maybe it's like a pill. It'll like take a second to kick in.
Be
No.
tripping balls on the way.
I mean, you might already be tripping balls when we get there. There's some crazy stuff there.
I am gonna turn to Cena and say, Cena, I feel like it would be irresponsible to not let you know that we did escape from the clutches of the Archdruid after she tried to kill us, and I don't feel good about the whole situation, but she will find out that we're alive, and like I just like thought you should know in case anybody like tries to come after you or anything like that looking for us.
Thanks. Did you not tell them? And she kind of looks over at you, Randy.
Oh yeah, sorry, didn't have the chance. Cena's coming with.
What?
Oh, cool.
You said it would be cool.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
No, it's fine. I was just like surprised. Happy to have you along.
What?
Oliver's eating something.
Randy is oblivious and smiling.
Branwen actually is cool with this, for the record.
Willem thinks it's dangerous, but he knows Cena can handle herself when she has magic, which she doesn't. He's a little worried.
I'm gonna like pull out a list that I was probably working on when I got up early, and it's all of the things that people shouldn't do in the Feywild, and it's so long.
I'm gonna need to know the details of that list, but I am going to ignore most of it anyway.
I figured.
I'm gonna turn to Cena and I'll say, so, you know, if you come with us, I know you're not really doing the whole magic thing these days. But I think we can still help each other out, you know. Maybe you and I can get together and do some reading drills, and I'll teach you some sword stuff or axe stuff or punching
Oh,
stuff.
I appreciate that. I know my way around a blade. I'm not going to be completely useless, but yes, I'm more than happy to continue our lessons in the Fey realm, Dunk.
So, Branwen, when we
What?
get in there, is everybody gonna try to like arrest us?
Possibly. I don't know where we're gonna end up. Is that's the first problem we're gonna have.
Yeah. Oh, Randy, where are we going?
Mm.
We gotta find Thalario.
Thalario.
Okay.
Well,
How are you?
would I know a good place to start looking?
You could certainly go to your hometown,
Yep.
um, or you could, of like several other cities in the Feywild that you could go to. Um, but the two that you know the most are Silverhaven and Hylicera. Hylicera being your home.
Yeah.
You've been to many cities, but those are the two that you are most familiar with.
Yeah, I've got two places we can go. Oh god. They're both gonna be experiences. Um, yeah. You know, maybe like when we get there, like you guys just go off and explore the city and just don't be associated with me at all. That might honestly go out. That might honestly work out pretty good.
Yeah.
If you just
Free.
pretend you don't know me
We'll
at
give you a
all.
sending stone so that we're not like
Mhm.
just totally in the dark.
Yeah, and
I
that
also
way
have
if it turns out that they, like are still super mad, decide to execute me or something, like that way you guys can keep still doing what you're doing.
yeah, and 4 extraplanar entities hanging around in a major city isn't gonna raise any eyebrows.
What if we all wear
Well,
cloaks?
We can all just
that
Too
would be you
tall.
problem. But you would at least be minus the me problem, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Are
Branwen,
there
do
other
not.
Hexbloods there?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know if they have
Ma-
like a support group or something
Oh,
where
I'm
they
just
talk
saying,
about
like
how much
maybe
they
I
hate
could
their hag
blend in,
moms.
but
I don't know if any of them. No, I'm not gonna say the last part.
no,
What?
say it.
Sorry, Randy.
No,
I don't
say
know
it.
if any of them have also fucked their mom.
I think it's probably not as uncommon as an occurrence as
That
one might
might be
expect.
a separate support group.
Victims of accidental incest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked your mom. It's not as rare as you think.
doesn't matter. Had sex.
Oh, God.
Randy, what were you saying? Or somebody was
Oh,
saying
I was
something.
saying that you shouldn't just assume that you're gonna get, arrested. Because, and I don't like, even if you do, we'll come get you. We'll pay your bail. It's fine. I've paid plenty of people's bails.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't I don't know if it'll work exactly like that.
All right, just let us
I
know.
honestly don't know what's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be the most safe and realistic to assume that everyone's gonna be mad at me.
Usually how things go, isn't it?
Yeah. I think I must have like a punchable face.
Well, uh, anybody got anything to do before we leave town? Anybody, any buddies we maybe want to say goodbye to?
Oh shit!
Mm,
And I run off.
Well, okay, and now we're waiting.
I I pet Randy Jr. and I say bye to him, and then I run back.
Oh. I mean,
He
there
gives
is
you a
also that.
playful lick from like chest to head as he kind of stands about at your height now when he's standing on his hind legs.
I come
I
back
mean,
and
there
my hair
is,
is like in a cowlick.
which is impressive because he has long hair.
All right, I'm good to go now.
I could leave the fiddle. The fiddle's probably not fixed, right? We could leave the
Only
fiddle.
been a day.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay,
However,
let's go.
you do hear a knock at the door.
We all look to Dunk.
Oh, man.
And the very familiar face of Elray kind of paces in. He goes, "Good morning, all. I trust your encounter with the Green Wardens went according to plan."
uh, uh,
Do you
she
trust that?
sent us.
Have you
She
met us?
sentenced us to death, basically, but it's fine. We got better.
Those guys suck.
Yeah.
The
They
Archdruid
are
is
not fun.
tenacious, is one word for it. So, what now then? More time off, or will you be venturing to Westwatch, perhaps? What are your plans?
Oh, we're leaving.
Yeah, we got to get there ASAP. Oh, also seen us coming.
Beg your pardon, leaving where?
Oh, we're
We're
going to the
using.
Feywild.
Are you sure you're all ready for this?
No,
And do you understand what
Yes.
you hope to find there?
no.
Yes.
You know the means of sending you there will not get you back.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we
Time
get
moves
to it.
differently there. You will find that the better part of a year goes by here differently. So it won't be long, but you will be committing to some time there.
Yep.
This is the Baldur's Gate screenshot where it says, "Once you go into the mountain pass, there's no going back."
Do you have like a sending stone or something?
Not on me, no, but
Shit.
um,
Eliana has one. I have the other one.
I will collect it from her.
Yeah.
Um,
Elray,
well,
could you please keep the place safe if you don't mind, or keep an eye on it?
of course, it would be an honor. I
Thank
will
you.
need to be the one to send you. Portal only works when I cast it.
Yep.
Do you mean to tell me that you're ready?
Yeah.
No, but yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Fine. Meet me up in Branwen's room. Uh, Branwen, a word, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Then he kind of allows the rest of you to leave, and he'll approach you, Branwen. He goes, "Are you quite all right?
Yes.
What are you
I don't
feeling?"
know. Um, that it's gonna suck no matter what, no matter when I go. So we got stuff to do.
You know this may be goodbye for some time, yes?
Yep.
Potentially,
That's why I told you to get the sending stone.
yes.
I give him a big hug.
He takes the hug warmly this time, and he kind of pats you on the back, and he goes, "If they are mad at you, it is their fault. You are the greatest thing they've lost." And he will let go and kind of says, "But you are ready to return."
No, man, if you say it, then I kind of believe it.
We are always here. A home for you, should you not find yours there again.
Yeah, no, I'll come back. For sure. No, I'll come back.
Good. Lyra
You
would
want
miss
any
you.
specific souvenir? Do you need any souvenirs?
No, I've had my fill.
Are you sure? You could get a keychain.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
It'll have your name on it, but I probably won't be able to find the right spelling, so it'll spell it like ELRAEI or something like that. It's gonna be completely wrong.
That is actually exactly how you spell my name.
What?
Sounds great. I'll take them.
Like, are you sure? That can't be
Well,
right.
I'm definitely positive.
I
I've been spelling it my
don't
whole
know if
life.
it's right at all.
It's definitely right. And he's gonna kind of step away. And, shall we? And he's gonna gesture for you to walk upstairs.
Yeah. I go.
All right. You all convene in Branwen's room, um, and he kind of gestures you all to gather around this sigil circle that exists in the far corner of it. And he goes, "I'll say again, there is no coming back for some time unless you find a different means to return. It has been an honor alongside you all. I know you will do right by us. Be careful. We're counting on you."
I give
As
him one
would be
last
spoken.
hug.
Willem
Yep.
yells, Eliana, you're in charge.
She does not hear you, and she's kind of out and about.
Sentiment the
You just
However,
hear her from the yard. What?
he will kind of pat you on the shoulder, Branwen, and then lift his arm up and says, "Right, well, all of you step on the sigil. Um, and as soon as you are all situated on it, he will kind of mutter a faint incantation underneath his lips, and he goes, and he kind of looks back up. He goes, "It takes a minute. Bear with me." He'll kind of outstretch his
Just a
hands
bear
as
with you?
the sigil begins to glow, and the world around you begins to fade, and you're enveloped in this white, blinding flash of light that's quickly evaporates as soon as it arrives, and you're left standing in a lush, vibrant landscape unfolding before you like a living tapestry of just pure, wild beauty. There's kind of this delicate fragrance of blooming flowers, and then like the faintest whiff of lavender and lilac. And the light in the Feywild seems to have this different quality, almost soft and radiant, casting everything in this very dreamlike glow. The sky no longer blue and filled with gray, raining clouds, but rather a canvas of just swirling pastels, azure, pink, and then just all through the forest ahead of you, these kind of bioluminescent plants emitting this very soft glow that is surreal. For those of you returning, all of you, you have a bit more time to appreciate the scene before you than you did the last time you arrived. Everything just kind of bathing you in this otherworldly pleasure that you have not felt looking upon a landscape before. Branwen, your first time experiencing the outside world of your home in almost 2 years. You take a moment, catch your breath, and immediately know that despite your time away from this place, you are not far from the city of Silverhaven. And with that, we will end tonight's session.
No, or we could keep playing. We could also just
And
keep playing.
we thank you all for tuning in to
Think
another
about it.
episode
Think about it,
of
Chris.
Nat20Hot. We look forward to seeing you all here next Wednesday December 20th at 8
Or we could just
Central.
play
Nope.
Sunday.
8 Eastern, 7 Central. If a special episode airs, you will find out about it through our socials. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Nat20Hot, or you can visit us on the web, catch up on all of our previous episodes, www.nat20hot.com. And if you find it in your hearts this holiday season to donate to children in need and funding life-saving care, please do take a look at the link in our chat where you can make a contribution and help us hit our $1,000 goal. We've had a lot of successes on this stream so far this year. We're nearing the end of 2023. I hope to do so much more with it along these people that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And if you can help us get over that line of hitting our goal, we'll just go ahead and set more lucrative ones for next year. We are so close. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode. I hope you have wonderful weeks and have a great night. So long.
Bye, Zomboy.
That's on boy.
Bye, Zomboy.